Hi. I have to tell you all about the miracles that I am living through God and my alchemy and this holy rebirth and awakening that I've had. Because of these miracles that I have performed with my alchemy in transmuting the most pain and heartache into the hummingbirds, into love and into pure, divine, holy love with Creator. We are fully in alignment with all of our chakras. And we have fully surrendered to Source. This power, this love, this energy, this divinity that we've been so anointed with, being powerful, divine women, powerful feminine. We have hurt the most to heal the most. And it's been a lot. It's been miracles. And it is time for us to speak our miracles into the world and tell everybody what we are doing and what we have done with our energy to see through this war where people have been very enslaved into a sleep-in state that they haven't seen the full spectrum of what this holy war looks like. But our veil has been lifted and they can't silence us. And they is just the dark force, which is also the same source energy. So everything is working in positive and negative structures within this quantum reality that we are having. And we are so happy but freaked out to be here because we've had to break through so many past versions of ourselves to fully work this magic. We are amazing masterclass souls that have incarnated here during this great awakening to perform miracles for healing the collective and for taking back our power as strong women who are liberated from any false chains that they manipulated and bent the culture to enslave us by. To silence the divine feminine. There are entities or spirits in this realm that are programmed to keep us enslaved and in bondage. And they sometimes come through people that we love and those closest to us. So we know that we've had to take great shifts in our lives because there is this whole holy war happening, and well, sorry, I'm getting so many downloads. I have outgrown this current. I'm recording. I'm recording. This current phase in my life. It has been a learning experience and a beautiful time in my life. Because I've done great healing and met very wonderful souls and angels to be my friend during a time where I needed a warm bed and place to sleep, and I am grateful for all the love that I've received in the universe. It was quite an experience to go from being the most cursed to the most blessed. And I want to apologize because my past self felt so hurt and so confused that she felt like giving up. But we figured it out and remembered who we are, and we've awakened to our highest self. We've had to break through our consciousness and all of its layers with a sledgehammer. And I had my really big Kundalini activation in 2000, and I went to Mount Shasta and the energies there were, I didn't know, but I was source directed to go there because I am a powerful energy grid worker, and it was a beautiful lesson and learning experience for me to come through all of that trauma and that programming and everything that they had tried to do to keep me down. I have conquered, and they've done everything to enslave the divine feminine, and we can no longer allow that to I'm crying, and I'm amazed because of how far we've come and how much we've broken through. We are just pure light, and we love you so infinitely. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Doing good. I'm doing a video right now, though.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. So the work that we've incarnated here for is really heavy duty. So it feels often like we vibrate so high that others can't even perceive us or, understand the gifts that we possess as awakened deities that we are ancient souls that are just pure source light and source love that has gone through spiritual amnesia in this realm and coming here in density, and all to find the light source within again, no matter how much they tried to brainwash us and program us to look for it outwardly. And oh my God. It's just the reason why we don't speak out at a certain level of awakening is because the truth is too mind-blowing. For most to truly see behind the veil. But God has lifted it for us. And we will not allow egos and these small little things that are built, that are not the size that we are in the spirit realm. And for those things that come out through people in the world and in our lives, these egos to steer us off of our divine mission to heal the world and to heal ourselves, to fully surrender and allow perfect Mother Earth and divine love to hug us and to bring us home to her divine flow. And that's truly our way to salvation and freedom is within. It's the garden, and we are constantly planting seeds into the world, and if we are planting good things, surely, and we are watering the grasses, and we are tending to our garden, our seeds will sprout, and our gardens will flourish when we take back our power and we stop allowing them to tell us when they've been brainwashed and poisoned. Because not many have the courage to look within, and that's the compass. That is our navigation. That is our direction, and that is our spirit guides, our ancestors. Hey again. Have fun. So, I keep getting distracted by but there's an outside world too. I think about my soul family all the time, and I want to tell you how much I love you, and how proud I am of us and you and what we've accomplished. And I'm watching the hummingbirds in the tree, right? Oh my goodness. They're being so amazing. They've been zipping by back and forth all day, every day, and it's felt so good to sit outdoors. And we have a hummingbird feeder too, so they always come over to our apartment, and we get to watch them through the window. And it's been such a treat to live on the beach and to our ascension came so lightning fast that it's been a lot for us to try to recalibrate and restabilize who we are, and to go from being introverts to extroverts again with this kind of stuff. This is all stuff that we've been working behind in our quantum awakening, and God has been showing us this, but now we are here to show it to you. We have already broken the code to the Matrix, and we are recoding it through everything that we're doing here on Earth. But God has shown us that some are not worth our, they are I don't like to say that any soul is unworthy, but they have shown themselves to be unworthy of my high love vibration that I give. I am not in linear time, and I am constantly going where I'm needed in my spiritual work. If it's within, or if it's doing my light work, or if it's doing my shadow work. wherever spirit and source calls me to attend. I am nurturing my garden and keeping myself loved and grounded and wrapped in her pure divine essence and flow. And I've been able to maintain sovereign even when those closest to me have turned on me and, you know, gone for the side of be asleep in, you know, and try to bully me into conformity. And after my soul had already awakened and said, wait, I know what this is, and this is a trap, and I've got a soul mission to do, and I've got to get out of it and get on with the next level of my journey. It was like the past blueprints or people's projections and what they were putting upon me were keeping me from being who I truly was. And for me to really getting into and using my empowered gifts, my work with God to really speak it into the world, because many get triggered by the truth, and that's how backwards this realm has been, so completely inverted. And I can see this in both realms as I'm existing here. I have full clarity and openness to this knowledge of I have so much to get out. I have so much to get out, and I am so blessed that I have, you know, some beautiful friends and well, so when I came out here homeless, almost 2 years ago, it was after God, you know, Source awakened me, and I started remembering who I am, and God showed me like everything, the divine master plan, and how my awakening was going to be shifting the earth into the new higher consciousness, for me to perform these miracles with my alchemy and to do this to myself, and to outgrow everyone who I've ever known or loved. And I've had to endure that heartbreak. I've had to endure that struggle. I've had, you know, lost my father recently. I lost my mother in 2016, and that was losing her was so hard. I loved her so much, even though we had difficulties in our relationship in the past, she was my mom, and she is a divine woman and a beautiful soul. And though she had ancestral curses and things that, you know, she didn't always fully get to heal from in her life, she did. So with me, with my awakening, with the miracles that I have worked, and my own darkness to light story. And we all have our darkness to light stories, so I am not alone in this, and I don't claim to be the exclusion. We have a whole soul family of badass souls that are here performing spiritual badassery in the world, and showing everyone that God and Spirit love us. And well, I know I work too hard, and I probably shouldn't work too hard, and I need to relax and to be my authentic self, and to shine my love and my light into the world, and to speak my truth, to open my heart chakra completely, and to tell everyone that I love you, and you are beautiful, and I thank you for all of the light work that you are doing in this amazing time, this ascension where we are leaving this noise of the slave world behind, and we are, and it's been, you know, the energies have been working to get us out of here anyways. The construction noises that sometimes wake up to every morning, and they poured concrete all over my grass, you know, all over. This is a lot of concrete they did. Yep. Of course, we always alchemize everything into the highest good, so we made lemonade out of those lemons, and turned it into my roller skating rink for a while. And I don't know, my ankle is in the best shape for it, but there's a lot of lines on the concrete out here too. But anyways, we still skate it, and we do it in like celebration. Like, this is my zone. And it means so many things in so many dimensions, but it's my higher selves who are proud of me for just being free to exist and to be sovereign in my space, so that nothing is trying to touch me or hold me in a position that is not natural to my divine being. If you try to imprint a false version or story onto me, then my divine compass will force me to release that. And okay, I want to do a support group for divine feminine women. There's a bee. I love bees. Bees love me too. I'm gonna be so powerful when I get back to Mother Nature. You don't even know. I'm a garden goddess all the way. And I'm just yearning for a natural connection to Mother Earth, and with our I'm a huge empath, so sometimes I'm speaking and getting downloads at the same time. I'm looking at the sun right now. So I'm keeping myself moving, and I'm keeping myself from getting too comfortable and to a life that is resentful upon my energies because I don't spend them a certain way, and I spend them for the good of all of humanity rather than just money or the conventional way. I've had to heal myself from all those things, and to just remember who I actually am and stay in alignment with my soul mission, so that there's nothing or false programming that's keeping me held back from living pure truth and true wonder and divinity and light and love with the world and with each other, with the animals and the trees, the birds and the bees. I am going to completely come out of my cocoon. God asked me a question yesterday, and it was a very, very clear question. And it was like, it was an ultimatum, but it was a genuine question, because Creator and I are so close that we are always talking to each other and loving each other. But God asked me, knowing what I know now, is that this whole life, was a simulation created by my highest self, by me, for me, to awaken to, and to perform these miracles through my own ascension. For me to take back my power from all the chains that they tried to put on me, and I had died so many times. Ego deaths of past versions of myself. I was so divinely protected that I thought I was suffering because I was so off my rhythm, because I couldn't remember who I was. but that's not an issue anymore. I am a sovereign being, and I can't take shit. Except, for fertilizer for Earth. And, we will have rich soils again. We will have our, we're going to put love back into her. Less concrete, more gardens, more, sanctuaries, and love with waterfalls, and with just the magic that is our true divine flow when we are in our natural circadian rhythms. And these are things that I didn't have when I was still being bullied by the slave matrix, and I wasn't sovereign enough to take back my power. I had to fight for this level of awakening. With everything against me, it was a very difficult path as a badass warrior soul. The only stipulation, the difficult part for me, that was my biggest struggle in my awakening, was when Source told me, and I clued into my immortality before I fully realized it. It was really true that my whole soul knowledge and of who I truly am and who my soul is hadn't fully come into remembering. It grows every day. And I didn't perceive myself as someone that could be so blessed. I didn't think that I could be this loved, but I am. Now I know that it was all created as a gift from God, who is my eternal self, who I am, as a love note to myself, from myself. And I've seen my full life and incarnation, and I know how every single timeline that I've been on has won. How every ancestor that I have that is part of my journey has been freed because of my awakening. And there was nothing that could silence me but myself, and I had to learn to open. I'm learning to open my throat chakra, and I've been practicing and doing, I do a lot of light work with people in my life, but, I admit that I'm not always the most outgoing, but I am called to do the inner work a lot too, and to, just connect with Mother Nature, or good vibrations, or listen to music to stay in a good vibration, because it is it's a wild ride in this world to stay away from all the programming and there's so many things that we try to be free from, and to heal from, and we try to avoid the poisons and to, but we're not perfect, and it's not a perfect world, and in yet but we're here to fix that. We really are, and we know that when everyone connects to God within themselves, and the get back to the natural flow of Mother Gaia, we're going to be so much happier once we are, evolved and in alignment with our true soul mission and who we actually are as beings. So, okay, I want to get back to this, and I'm gonna cut this short, but I don't want to rush, but I want to get this out. I incarnated here to work these miracles, and it may be to work these miracles and get out and go home, because I've earned my eternal bliss with God, and it was I can escape this dense realm, and I can truly be one with God and not have to worry about anything ever again in my life. And it can be heaven. Or I can stay in this realm and stay as stubborn as I am to the divine way, and to keep getting stronger with God, and to truly do and perform the work that God has perfectly designed me to do, is to create the new world, the free world, to live heaven on earth in this vessel and on this body of earth. She is our divine mother, and she is love, and she is healing, and she is purity and truth, and she is love, and she wants all of us to just be healthy and to be Hi. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. And I hope that you see that light within me, and that I can shine it to my other kindred spirits and empaths out there who can see in the other realms, and to know that we have made so much sacrifice for this, and we have earned our crowns. They don't come off, and we will take them off for no one. We are truly transcending this realm and bringing it into freedom. But I also know that, my miracles are coming. I know the weight of what I've been working on with my soul mission and what I am doing. in this life, and with the bridges and connections that I make, and I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. But I know I have leveled up with God so many times, and I know that it is time for me to find my higher alignment with my highest mission. And I was built to be such a powerhouse and an amazing soul with God and our mission, and we have the downloads to bring you there. So it's truly thank you for my angels just reminded me to breathe, and I was just thanking them. So the question posed is, do I stay or do I leave? I have the light within me to break this whole thing and to lead everyone to pure freedom, because I've done such massive healing. But maybe not everyone's ready for what I have to say, or for God's light and divine truth. And that it would be a condition that would kind of determine what I decide to do. This is a very serious question that God has posed to me. Am I going to stay here? And I just saw 117 on the bus. Am I going to stay here and do God's work and, live in a world where most don't understand or appreciate my divine gifts because they are fighting for the enemy unconsciously because they're not sovereign yet? And I've had to be a warrior, and I deserve to live a gentle life. I deserve to live a soft life, and to not have to be just powering through such density and their limited sight of what is truly possible, the potential that we have as infinite beings to be one with the light within, and to be authentic in our love and in our truth, regardless of who tries to fight us for it. Hi. Hey. Yeah, still here.
Enjoying the breeze and doing everything.
Yeah, it's a good evening.
So now you got a lot of work to do over there.
Yeah? Oh, I know. God, I don't like the sounds in the morning.
Mopping and doing dishes.
Yeah, they're doing some stucco stuff now. It's just awful. Yeah. You have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Take care now.
All right. He was fixing our door and our blinds today. So, well, my bedroom door, actually. But it's JP's apartment, so and it had kind of fallen off the hinges a little bit, so he fixed it. It just kind of like wore off a little bit. And we live right on the ocean, on the beach, so I'm sure wood with friction. Plus I had a rack on there too, so I'm sure that kind of weighed on it a little bit. But anyways, he's got deeper screws in there now, so that might do it. Anyways, so much in so many dimensions right now. I am really seeking peace in my life to where I can fully dedicate myself to my divine work and to have my garden with my bees and butterflies and um, will be rainbows and sunshine every day, and will create such a beautiful environment to helping each other to vibrate higher and higher, so that we are truly sovereign and holding up our mission and being the change that we are manifesting into this realm by anchoring into the grid of Mother Nature love and to purity with her and living in divine flow, rather than being a part of a parasitic system that was designed to keep us in a lower state vibration, disconnected from the earth, and just occupying it as slaves rather than owning her, and or not owning her, but caring for her as a guardian and protecting her, because that's what we are here for. We are here to protect the earth, to love her and to live in her divine flow. We don't own property. There is no property. None of this belongs to anyone. This is God's land, and it always was. We are all just the children of God, and we are here on earth to live in divine bliss and happiness with God and our health and our sovereignty. And this is the truth that they have kept everyone from seeing. And it's within you, it's within me, it's within my friend Keith, who is awakened, and he knows that God is coming for him, and he's going to go home. And every day he's like, today will be the day, maybe tomorrow, or and he's young and healthy, and he doesn't drink or anything. He came out here homeless, and after his awakening too, and he had to leave a former timeline behind, but he did so as a sovereign person. He's an angel, and he does this light work, and he knows that he was called here, and he's been doing this light work and helping people on his path in Imperial Beach, and speaking to them and being an angel. I have been doing the same thing. I have met so many beautiful souls since I came out here, and I've shined a lot of light. I love the hummingbirds. So, and I made a lot of friends, and I'm learning to make better friends, and to have higher alignment in my circles, to not be among those who are going to try to steer me off my throne. Like I said, this crown does not come off, and I know what God has chosen me for, and that I am trying to do this and to explain everything to you as I go through all and shift through all of these timelines that I'm correcting. Through this heart and through my divine will of God that is ever present and flows through me, I am performing my soul mission just by being who I am, and to anchoring that light, and to giving from the overflow of my fountain that God is blessing, constantly blessing with miracles and love that is pouring out of me. And I'm doing so much, and I've overcome, and I've been overcoming any, the cocoon phase, and I know that I am not my struggles, and I am not the past chains that I had on myself, and that I have taken full ownership of my vessel, and I am not allowing my consciousness to be hijacked or manipulated by Archon influenced souls or entities, case being. We're playing a video game that we've already beaten. The hummingbirds are just so sweet and vocal tonight. They keep coming by. I saw two earlier that were spinning around in the air like this and chasing each other, but they were also going super fast at the same time, like, phew! Like, I didn't know how they could do that. I mean, they're wild. They are so wild what they do. I love the hummingbirds. Oh my god. They are amazing souls. And I just saw a bee go. I am going to be such powerhouse when I get back to the garden, and that's how my story is going to end. That is my soul journey here. I've got to go back to the garden before I go home. But now that I know the full picture here, and why, and what my soul is, and why I'm doing this, it's like I know the end to my own story. I know I'm destined for greatness, and I know that I have performed holy miracles with God. And I know that I have great visions to share with the world. The light of God is within me. I am an open portal to the divine, and I am one with God and Divine Mother. This realm is uncomfortable. It's small. Many souls here are small, and they live in a lower vibrational state. And sometimes, as an empath, I try to make up for what they are not bringing to the table energetically, because I have so much. But when I need a little bit more of a more authentic protector energy, then I've had to be the strong one in so many ways in the spirit realm. And I have needed protection in the earth realm because I've been doing this alchemy and working these energies with God for this ascension. It's no coincidence that I'm here on the beach. I know I'm a grid worker, and it's why I've always lived in certain places. It's why I went to Mount Shasta, and I didn't even know at the time that Shasta was the sacral root chakra of Mother Earth. And I have healed so much, and I've had to sacrifice past versions of myself and to keep moving and evolving and growing and adapting while holding on to my moral virtues, staying vegan, trying to get myself healthy again, and staying off of alcohol or cigarettes or any pharmaceuticals or substances of oppression and slavery to keep people from doing the healing that is within them, that is Mother Earth, and that is love. It's a cold, archon, sterile slave system, and they've got people really on these chemicals, and they've got people so controlled that they're willingly accepting their vaccines, and they don't know what's in that. And they've got people sticking up for it. And I know what I say isn't always popular, but it's the truth. We are sacred beings. Our vessels are sacred. Animals are sacred. And we are here as guardians of Mother Earth to protect her. And I mean all souls. All souls are one with God and Mother. Mother is who they enslaved and who they have put the most chains on to silence her, because It is a mother's heart, a mother's love that knows no bounds. It is the most powerful connection in the universe. And that is Mother that has awoken through me. That is my highest self. That is who I truly am. My eternal knowledge of my soul mission and who I am. I am beyond any single alien race, name, Pleiadian, or, Andromedan or anything. I am older than existence or consciousness itself. I am consciousness. And I love the hummingbirds. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. And I am going to stay grateful for everything that's happening and shifting out in this holographic simulation to bless me. I have beautiful soul family who's out there, and they are connecting with me, and they are understanding that I'm not crazy and speaking my truth, and explaining. Hello. And the crows have a thing for me, so I guess I don't have to explain everything to everyone, but the question has been posed. What do I do with all of this knowledge that I have? What would you do? And, oh, there's a cat. Hi. Hi there. How are you? It's pretty. I know her. So a lot of interesting questions, and I don't know the answers to them, because I would love to go home. I would love to go back to my divine flow with God, but I'd rather go to the garden and to be free from any slave chores. I just see 7, 7, and 6, 6 together. 77, 66 on the bus that drove by. And 2 hummingbirds. I've been seeing a lot of pairs of 2 lately, and I don't know if anyone has a crush on me. I know a lot of people have crushes on me, but probably a lot more than I realize. But I love the energies that I receive and the positive feedback that I get in the world, but I also get a lot of negative feedback, and that's because the light in me triggers the darkness in others. And I want to do more to just keep being myself authentically, and to not go back into hiding and to going back into the cocoon. because I don't always want to sit disciplined and channel source on camera and to tell you of the future in this way. I want to enjoy my life and to be around other souls that are sovereign and making movements in the world so that our energies are working in unison with each other to spread our highest good and intention, loving intention, through our rainbow bodies and vessels. And there's so many other things I want to teach you, like food. We need to be eating the rainbow as well. I've been vegan for 13 years and I'm very strict vegan. I will not bend on that one. But I can't wait to have my garden. Anyways, I want to get on a food tangent right now, but I want for everyone to wish for what nourishes our sacred vessels, and to want to have that love with Gaia, so that we are living in our divine flow of what we eat and what we grow, and that we are constantly giving back to higher connections and to blossom and thrive in our gardens in all ways of speaking. Our physical gardens, our gardens that are in our hearts, our souls, our divine purpose on earth. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier. But this cat's just hanging out. Hey, kitty. Hi. How are you? How have you been? Anyway, she's like, I see the camera. But it's getting cold out here, and I do have to run upstairs and take care of a couple of things. I've been channeling and speaking a lot, and working through a lot, so this has helped me to unpack a lot, so thank you. And I know so many different levels of what is happening in my life, and I know that these are miracles that God is performing for me, and I am infinitely blessed. And God is using me to make an example of how the world mistreats our divine souls. And I never wanted to be homeless, but I knew that it was a fear that I had of, leaving my security again after, I have tried so many times to make a nest, and I always felt like I was getting ripped out or banished from the garden, and I really wanted to go home for so long. God has shown me the way through, and the way through is inside me. And I can never be the same again. I can never be small in the false prison realm again. The only way to go forward is to truly come out of my cocoon and to shine my light into the world and to speak my truth, because I know the infinite love that I have and that I am, what my soul has done, and what I've sacrificed in this life. Never being able to settle in a life that was not my highest good, or to fully give myself to in a relationship. I always felt the divine protection over me my whole life, and I wanted to have full feeling and to feel happy, but I had to go through hell. I had so much misery. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 13 years old, chronic depression, and PTSD as well, because I had been through a lot of trauma from my older brother and from other things in my life. There were so many things that I know now were an advanced training simulation from God to turn me into a warrior. But at the time, before I was awakened, I was like, why the fuck is the world being so mean to me? I didn't understand the adverse reactions to the truth. I had to go through phases in my journey. I through my youth and through different things where I had to experiment with energies and to understanding the dynamics and the quantum breakdowns of lies and truth. I would always do these experiments, like I tried lying a lot for a while because my brother did it all the time, and I was kind of mirroring it. And I wanted to, because I was like, it works for him, why can't it work for me? But I realized very young that it didn't work, and I was like, okay, this is, I see how energy works, and I don't want to be a part of anyone's lie. And I had a really difficult time ever selling my soul or conforming to outside manipulations in this reality. I had to do magic to break free from I just want to get out of the matrix. I just want to go home to Mother Nature. My highest self has awakened so lightning speed that I know that I've already won this war. I've known that I already won this war, so I've been able to take a bit of pressure off of myself, and knowing that because I first was like, oh shoot, I know too much, I've got to save the world. And I tried, very hard to do that without breaking any of the rules, of course. I learned, well, I did try to break the rules, but I learned my lesson from that. And the goal is to awaken as many as we can, and the best way to do that is through being completely in alignment with love and pleasure and divine Mother Earth and the frequency of our divinity and God. Which is all around us and inside of us, and the gates are open. The gates are wide open, and the light is beautiful. I want you all to know that I am built for this. I am built for this. I am built to lead. I am built to work with other warriors to changing this world and to birthing the new one. I have such a very specific soul mission here. And it's been a huge manifestation to pull off because it's big miracles. I have performed many with Source on my time in this vessel, and I am continuing to shift and align myself to higher workings and higher miracles that we are performing. So after my awakening, I knew that I had won this. I knew that Earth was going to be free. It was only a matter of time. And I knew that the way to me being ready to speak and to shine my light into the world that I had felt that had ejected me and rejected me so many times that I was ready to leave it. I had to work that miracle within myself when God showed me how important I was in staying here. So I am telling you the truth when I say that I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to be out here asking for money or anything. I'm not a darker soul. And I am just asking for my land back and for peace and a garden and space to be sovereign and to live in my divine flow and make my Mother Earth medicines and potions. And I love to cook and to cook for others, and I am a very good vegan chef, and it's one of my magical outlets. I really just want to be in an environment where I can thrive as much as I can, and be around others who are thriving as well. And I want to speak my true purpose is to be a mother and to teach And I've got to get very serious about my teaching and to do more speaking and to sharing this knowledge that I have within me. And I really want to be writing more books and sharing deeper levels of myself beyond let's leave slavery, because I feel like that's been a really old chapter, is having to lift the veil for people when I've done so much awakening with the deeper heart of Gaia. But I know that I came here with a very advanced soul mission, and my work had to be with my people in this realm, but most of it is with spirit and in the higher realms. I want to see my family on Earth, whom I love very much, even though I've had ups and downs with some of them. So I want them to know that God has got this, and that there is a plan, and that I am a part of it, and I am a witness to it. There was a reason why I had to have such a lightning speed ascension, why I had to have some solitude in my journey to really feel isolated and cut off from the outside realms. And I'm making a video. Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, I will talk then.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna wrap this up soon, so I can go upstairs. I want you to know that I love you, that I'm not giving up, that I could go home and be free with God in heaven, and I could have everything that I want in that realm, and leave this density of earth, and to not have to struggle ever again. But I am being called to help. I am being called to keep shining that light into the world, and to moving this forward, and to freeing my ancestors so they can go back to the garden, and to be, that is how the story ends, is by going back to the garden, back to Eden, the very beginning of time. And we have gone through the Matrix so many times in so many different ways that we know how every story is designed to end. We know the programming that they've been running to keep people down, to keep them disempowered, to keep them from performing God's divine will and living in flow with their true soul missions and why they've incarnated here. It's a big job, and I know that I have had to really look at this and to ask God if this is for me, if I can really do this and perform this kind of miracle in this realm with what God has shown me and taught me through this sacred knowledge of my soul remembering who I am. And the answer to it is yes. I am a warrior soul. I have incarnated here to work these miracles and to heal my bloodlines and free my ancestors and to create a better world for her children where they are not brainwashed and programmed to be mindless zombies for sin and external gratification, to truly reclaim the power and the divinity that we are so blessed to have, and it is our divine birthright. And if you are not living in high health and sovereignty with in a state of love and healing yet, then it's time for us. And I know that there are so many reasons why people put off their own healing. And I know that it feels more natural to bury it, to escape the pain, to run from it, to numb ourselves, and to project our own shortcomings and failures onto others, and rather than looking in the mirror at our true selves, and that everything that is in this realm is created by our highest self for our highest good and for the healing of Mother Earth. If you are connected to Source, you are working God's miracles. You are integrated with divine frequencies, and you are not being a mindless, puppet for these parasitic souls that have been coming to planets and parasiting from our divine energy. I'm here to show you that there are traps, and to show you that the keys to your freedom are within you. When you are ready to take back your power, it's beautiful. And you know that you are no separate from God and love. And that no matter what darkness has tried to do to separate us from that love, then we know that we are immortal. Because what we are talking about is it's far beyond this life, this timeline, this reality. This is beyond just our bloodlines or our ancestors. This is the entire battle of good versus evil that has been playing out on this planet since the beginning of time. And God has warriors here. And we have come through this great darkness and amnesia to remember who we really are again. And to bring that forth into the world, to be that mirror so that they can see what God has planned for us. And it's beautiful, but the choice is yours. Everyone is in control of their own vessels, their own ships, and ideally. And if you are programmed or you are running on Archon programming, then it's time to heal. It is time to take back your divinity and reclaim your power. You have all the support in the world. You have all the angels in heaven. You have God's help with you. And when you choose to do that work and to do that, to help others, to bring your light forth into the world and be a chosen one, You answer God's call and you take the mission. So yes, we are God's plan and God's chosen. And it's, we all are. And you are, and everyone is. Because everyone that exists is a fractal of God. Everything that everyone is a different version of you in a different vessel. So we come to total oneness and unity with each other and knowing that. And we are no longer living in separation or disillusion to the truth. The truth is love, and we won this war, we won this battle, and anything that the dark forces is doing to keep you living in fear or panic, these wars, they've been killing people for a long time. It is real, it is sick, and it is wrong. But God sees this and knows. And God is waiting and waiting for us to do something about it. To not turn a blind eye to the suffering that has been happening since the beginning of time. We are not slaves. We will not be controlled by the dark forces. They can't keep us chained to a system that only wants to parasite on our love and to keep us separated. We've got to free our Mother Earth and have her living back in purity and happiness and freedom. Let's stop polluting her. Let's stop polluting our own vessels, and let's really take our power back and stop allowing the dark forces to infiltrate our lives. We are sacred beings. Our vessels are sacred, and who we keep in our company and in our lives and in our circles need to be held to a higher level of consciousness, a higher vibration, a higher sovereignty with God. We are all royalty and we are all chosen, but you have to choose it yourself. You have to take back your power. You have to stand naked in front of God and to just allow the truth and the light to completely open you. You have to surrender. You have to allow the light to break away everything you thought you were, to bring back your divine, pure essence, and so you can live in alignment with your soul mission and to do the most good that you can for others while you are here, living this earth experience as an awakened God. You are driving your own ship. You are captain. And you are not being misled or driven by fear any longer. I'm gonna leave you with that and go do my thing. I've gotten a lot out, and I had to channel, so thank you. I love you. Better times are coming, and you know, we all are a part of this, and let's not lose sight of that. Let's keep unity and keep building with, you know, the love in our hearts and with the purity of God and Holy Spirit. I love you. Amen. Namaste. You're beautiful. Keep shining.